Once upon a time, there was a girl who lived about as normal a life as the people around her. She had a family, a home, interests, and besides from a few hardships, was generally pretty well off. But even people with the most seemingly normal of lives can have beyond normal things happen to them. For our precious protagonist, she would meet an untimely end to one of these such anomalies. But little did she know, while taking her last breath, that the universe had a way of helping those that fell victims to these such types of anomalies. And so, in the lands of the celestial realm, from the seed of her soul, she grew anew. And upon her new crystalline form being ready, she was brought forth and revived from the heavenly wood. When she awoke, she was met by an individual that shone of a radiant light, who smiled and spoke to her. It told her that it was the god and ruler of these lands, or at least it had been, but its power had been taken from it by a fellow spirit, and it used the last of its power to revive the girl, though it only had enough power left to revive her as a Dryad, and not enough to bring her back as a full human. When the girl asked why she was saved, the god told her that it was partially because it felt pity for her and the other victims of the anomalies, but mainly because it needed her help. The god went on to tell her more of its stolen power, and how it was concealed into a holy gem, and that the spirit that had stolen had broken it into 3 pieces, embedding them each into an object, then having 3 of its followers each take one object and hide it amongst the human realm. The girl then asked how she was supposed to help, and the god went on to further explain to her that her killer had been one of these mentioned followers, who appeared to be growing bored of hiding and was now using the fragment to commit anomalies, and that all the girl had to do was remember her killer's face. Unfortunately, the girl did not remember what they looked like, and lowered her head in dismay. The god did not give up heart though, believing in time that the girl could remember, and could still work towards hunting her killer and the fragments down. The girl still did not feel very confident in her abilities, but tried to stay strong, as it was clear the god believed in her. The god lastly told her that once she retrieved the fragments of the holy gem and returned its power to it, she would be rewarded by getting to be fully brought back and resume her life where it left off. And so the girl took on her quest and began wandering and searching the earth for the objects as well as her killer. In addition to her search, she began to fill her time with stories and grew to love collecting and archiving them to share with others she met along her search. She would search for many years and would almost come close to retrieving a fragment once, but it was for naught. Ultimately, she began to feel drained and hopelessness, that she would never succeed. That was until she saw some humans enjoying watching some videos. She walked up to see what they were watching, seeing some kind of anime girl. It reminded her of her time as a human on Earth and how she had loved anime. She asked the humans what they were watching, and they told her that they were watching a live idol, and that's when the girl got the idea. She would become an idol, and then the people who were watching her could help aid her in her search.